Today marks the one-year anniversary of how Rohit Sharma and his men conquered the world. It was a long, agonizing wait of 11 years to win an ICC trophy, and it's a journey that started in New York versus arch rivals Pakistan and ended versus a very dangerous South African team in Barbados. I was there on ground zero, covering that entire journey of the Indian cricket team on their way to winning their second T20 World Cup crown. In this special presentation, we'll try and relive that journey. Hello and welcome from the Big Apple. Who would have thought that we would be talking about cricket from baseball country? This is downtown Manhattan, as you can see and make out from these skyscrapers behind me. If you thought, and if the Americans had had a taste of cricket, well, they have another thing coming, because cricket will truly get here when India and Pakistan play against each other. First, let's take a look at the two camps. India, Pakistan. India had a thumping win in their first encounter. Pakistan were dealt a huge blow, losing that match to the US of A.
When someone like Virat Kohli, someone like Rohit Sharma or Boom Boom Bumrah walks in, people expect wonders. The age of miracles is not past. So you've got to rise to those expectations. The occasion is piled high on difficulty.
It's a tremendous comeback. The bowlers have saved the batters.
Today was a win for the ages for the Indian team. It was a humdinger of a contest that we witnessed between these two arch rivals. So hats off to the Indian bowlers to have pulled off that particular victory. Of course, no amount of praise is enough for Jasprit Bumrah. Look at those figures of the 4 overs that he bowls at an economy of 3.50 in a T20 game, picking up those 3 wickets. Absolutely brilliant from Jasprit Bumrah. Boom, boom, Bumrah! Boom, boom, Bumrah! Boom, boom, Bumrah! And to be honest, with my hand on my heart, I'd be very honest, after India got 119, I did not think that they'd win that game.
Never underestimate India, just to let you know.
Pakistan committing harakiri. 77 for 2, about what? 49 deliveries or 47 deliveries, only 40 runs needed, less than run a ball. From there they lost because again went for glory shots.
ये हमारी आदत हो गई अब हारने की. This has been a habit, just haro every time haro basically.
End of the day, we're all Indians. Akan Bharat, Jai Hind. Yes.
We're coming via the train, and the train driver in his typical American accent announces every station. So when we reached our station, he said it's called Westbury. So he said, here's Westbury. Everyone who's here for the Cricket World Cup, get off. And then he says, "Go USA." He announced that on the mic as well. So I mean, they know that USA is playing. They're playing India and they're playing in the Cricket World Cup. They're playing there for the first time.
When you're playing a big team, is there, and especially a team like India, which has a lot of superstars, is that extra motivation for you to do well?
Yeah, I'll say that. For me personally, I like a challenge. I love to play against players. I don't want to say better than me, but more experienced than me. And obviously, India is one of the better teams in the world. So for me personally, I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually excited. I'm not intimidated at all, to be honest with you. Yeah, so definitely looking forward to the game tomorrow, and hopefully we come out on top.
So looking forward to playing with a Virat and a Rohit, someone who was your senior in Mumbai cricket, and like Virat, who you played against in corporate cricket.
Yeah, I mean, they're inspirational people. Their journey has also been really inspirational. There's a few other guys also, like Surya and all, who I've grown up with. I've played under 15, with them. So it will be nice to see them and share a stage with them to perform. Yeah, looking forward to it. Just excited. Can't describe my feeling.
There's an edge. Too easy.
Oh, that's taken the outside edge.
We're now getting innovative. There is no one down there whatsoever from the USA, but the quality of India today has been too good, and they win by 7 wickets.
Jasprit Bumrah going wicketless, Virat Kohli getting out for a golden duck. If I had told you this is what you're going to see in an India versus USA game in cricket, you wouldn't have believed me. But that's exactly what's happened in this particular game. India have won, but you have to admit that the USA team, the host, did give this mighty Indian team a scare. 110 is all that the USA team had managed batting first, and you thought that was going to be easy peasy for the Indian team. They would win at a canter. That wasn't to be. But I think in the end, the experience of the Indian team proved to be the difference between winning and losing. Positives for India in this game. Those players that hadn't been, in top form, that hadn't been setting the stage on fire, came good today, namely Suryakumar Yadav with that half century, Shivam Dube chipping in with some runs. He was under the pump before this because of lack of form. And then more importantly, Arshdeep Singh also picking up 4 wickets. So I think if there were a few problem areas for India, that in a way have also been sorted out. Those players have gotten something under their belt which will probably help them going forward in the tournament. It is India versus Afghanistan, and if you ask me, this is the tournament proper starting for the Indian team. Some tough challenges ahead. Remember, India had a tricky game versus USA, but they sailed through. They are undefeated, so we'll come into this game high on confidence. Also, they are happy about the fact that they've left the tricky pitches in US behind them. Better pitches you're expecting here in West Indies, so the Indian team would be happier of the two, because Afghanistan, on the other hand, have had an absolute hammering in their last game. Totally decimated by West Indies, and those scars are going to be there in their minds when they play India.
50 for Suryakumar Yadav. As inventive as ever.
Caught behind.
Straight up, keepers call for it. And he takes it quite easily, a wicket for Kuldeep. Sliced away, Jadeja again. And he doesn't.
The standout performance from the Indian team, I know you look at 3 wickets of Arshdeep Singh, a couple that Kuldeep also got, but it has to be Jasprit Bumrah. Just look at those figures. Just when you think that he can't impress you anymore, he just goes and pushes that, bar a couple of steps higher. That's what Jasprit Bumrah does. That's how good he has been so far. So his figures, 4 overs, 7 runs and 3 wickets. That's an economy that is less than 2 in T20 cricket. Can you believe it? On a good batting surface.
Obviously जसप्रीत बुमराह वर्ल्ड क्लास बॉलर है. बुमराह का बॉलिंग के ऊपर तो आई थिंक मुझे नहीं लगता कि कोई ज़्यादा बात करता है. उनको आइडिया है कि क्या करना है क्या नहीं करना है.
But the other performer has to be the half century by Suryakumar Yadav, almost at 190 strike rate on a day when the Indian top order didn't fire.
I think India did great. The problem with India in previous World Cup was the top order used to score. So we are testing a middle and lower order. So this is great. So top order is going to come good at some point. So we are hoping that Virat and Rohit Sharma will come good in the semis and the finals. So go India, this is a great win.
I'm not going to use the word defeated them. I'm going to use a word which is much more than a defeat, and that is a hammering, a shellacking is what the Indian team gave Afghanistan. Because look at that victory margin. Afghanistan dismissed 434, chasing 182 that the Indian team had said. That's a victory margin of 47 runs.
हम तो मालूम था कि ये वार्म अप गेम है इंडिया के लिए.
ये मैच के बाद बोलना आसान है.
नहीं, हमने सुबह ही बोला था कि ये वो इंडिया के लिए वार्म अप मैच है.
Crucial game for India. If you win this, you're pretty much secured of a semi-final spot. So I think they'll be fully focused on getting their A game for this particular encounter. On the other hand, Bangladesh, it's going to be a do or die game for them. After their loss against Australia, if they lose to India, they're pretty much out of the tournament. So they'll also have to bring their A game, and it's a do or die encounter for Bangladesh.
Launched into the leg side. That is with the wind as well.
And nicely played. Slicing it away for 4.
Yes, I did.
Oh, that's a good one. That's the wrong one coming in. That's in the air, and another good catch.
Undefeated so far, but I'd agree with some of you who'd say that, listen, tougher tests await, because right now what has happened? You've beaten Pakistan, you already started that game as the favourites, you were expected to beat them, but you did it, credit. You started against Afghanistan, again tricky opposition, but you started as the clear favourites, you beat them, credit again. Third game, Bangladesh, these are the big games that I'm talking about. Bangladesh as well as USA, you started as the favourites, you were expected to beat the opposition, you beat them.
We are going in strong to the semi-finals and we are going to win the cup here. India!
Now is that the philosophy that the Indian team is following right now is that does not matter runs in front of an individual's name, doesn't matter how many an individual, how much is a Rohit got, don't look at the total number of runs, how much is a Virat got, don't look at total number of runs, how much has Pant got, don't look at 60s, 70s, because these are top order batters, you're expecting that, don't. What matters is not runs in front of an individual's name, what matters more are runs in front of the team name. So in effect, India's batting in this T20 World Cup has been greater than the sum of its parts.
I like the way India is playing actually. 30s are better than 60s at a slow strike rate. We are still getting 180, 190 every time. This pitch is not easy.
So that's how the cookie crumbled for Bangladesh. That's how the Indian juggernaut continues to roll on at this T20 World Cup. We're done with Antigua. It was a very short stay here. And off next to St. Lucia. Next update will be from there. India versus Australia. This was expected to be a formality of a contest. This was expected to be, a game, a final before the final. All these things were being said. But guess what? Afghanistan had different things in mind. And where we stand right now, this India versus Australia game has become very important. It's become very crucial. The game to be played in St. Lucia. I think it's great news for the Indian team. I mean, apart from the fact that a underdog beat Australia, which cricket fans enjoy, but I think even from Indian perspective, it was great news that Afghanistan has beaten Australia, because what that does is, one, you have a possibility of Australia getting knocked out of the tournament, which India can do. That is one incentive. But the second incentive, and I think the more important incentive, is that India can now finish on top of the table.
Oh, glorious shot this. First six of the game. Oh, massive. He's picked the bones out of that. That's the biggest six. It's on the roof. Connects beautifully, like everything that's come out of his bat today. And Rohit Sharma has reached 50 of just... Oh, the edge, the edge. That's up in the air. Could change of pace. Rohit Sharma takes the catch. And that's the...
It wasn't even a knockout game. India had pretty much sealed their spot in the semi-final. And I can only think of one reason. It was Australia. It was Australia that India beat. No matter what you say, that 19th November loss, that WTC final loss, still somewhere was hurting the Indian fan. I know it was hurting the Indian team, it was hurting the Indian fan.
India! Hey! India! Hey! India! Hey! India! Hey! Mumbai ka Raja! Rohit Sharma!
कौन करेगा टीयर शर्ट? ट्रेविस हेड.
हमारा बेटा कैसा हो? शर्मा जी के जैसा हो. ले घर की टैक्सी. ले घर की टैक्सी.
I don't think players have this revenge in their mind. You know, sometimes the fans get excited, revenge for that, revenge for this. But for the very first time, I'm tempted to say that somewhere the way Rohit Sharma was batting, revenge was on his mind. You know, because he said it earlier, he said it was one of his lowest phases in his life, that final on 19th November, lowest phases. He went on to say later that when he woke up the next day, he thought the final has not happened, that he was dreaming. That was just a nightmare, a bad dream. Final is still to happen. He just could not believe it. Just goes on to tell you what it really meant to him, how much it hurt him. And I think that was there for the very first time.
हाँ, ड्रेसिंग रूम में ये सब बात होती रहती है हमारे आपस में, लड़कों के बीच में मजाक मस्ती चलता रहता है कि यार उनको बाहर करते मज़ा आएगा.
And the Indian team, I've mentioned fielding, bowling, batting, all-round performance has ensured that they won another game, sailing through to the semi-final. The English team awaits this Indian team, a repeat of the semi-final at the last T20 World Cup. But I'll tell you, result could go anywhere. Could be a 50-50 game. But I'll tell you the one thing I can guarantee, this Indian team that England will play a different brand of cricket than the Indian team that the England team played at the Adelaide semi-final. We started with 20 teams 3 weeks ago, and now we are down to the final 4 teams. This is semi-final time at the T20 World Cup.
Here conditions are totally different in Guyana. These conditions will probably favor India more than England because India have got good player of spin bowling.
The pitch will be something which will certainly help the Indian bowlers. The Indian bowlers, the variety that they have, the new ball attack of AajTak and Jasprit Bumrah left and right hand combination, and then of course the spinners coming and bowling what they did all this in this tournament. And Hardik Pandya, the way he's been bowling and picking wickets, certainly gives hope that it'll be a different story here in Providence, Guyana.
It could be a battle of spinners. 3 spinners for England. You'll have Moeen Ali, who's got a good record against India. You'll have Adil Rashid, who did very well in the last semi-final. And you'll have Liam Livingstone probably bowl his quota of overs too. 3 spinners for India, Akshar, Jadeja, Kuldeep. Man to man, if it's a battle of spinners, I think it just could be the Indian team that could hold a slight edge over the English team.
It's a shot that is all his own, and it's a shot that really lets him down.
Now Rohit Sharma gets in on the act.
Unless they turn it around the other way and bat left-handed, was a slow ball and through him, brilliant from Bumrah.
He's got another one.
Well, he's given it.
Right, another contest, another clinical performance from the Indian team, and the juggernaut now rolls on to the final.
When you win by 68 runs, it's a massive win in the T20 format. If you win by anything like 15 to 20 runs, it's a big win. But winning by 68 runs is a real massive win. So you could say, because England defeated India in the semi-finals 2 years ago by 10 wickets. So clearly, I think this is probably as big a win as England's win in the last semi-final.
I'll tell you something. There's a purpose of wearing this jersey. This is Yuvraj Singh original jersey. This was
Wow!
in 2007, and there's something between England and Yuvraj Singh.
He's right.
When India got close to that 168 number, Adelaide came to mind, and but I knew Adelaide wicket was a lot different than what Guyana track was, and India, with Kuldeep Yadav, with Akshar Patel, with the spinners we had, it was going to be a different game, and we showed them, and of course Bumrah, the special boom boom Bumrah.
Bye bye England, bye bye England.
आज इंडिया ही वर्ल्ड कप लेके जाएगा आज,
तो आपको बहुत गरबा करना पड़ेगा।
आज बहुत नाचेंगे, बहुत गरबा करेंगे और पंड्या को साथ में लेके जाएंगे, डांडिया गरबा पंड्या के साथ रमेंगे।
I don't think players go in keeping the baggage of the past and what has happened in the past. So every day is a fresh day. Players are very good at moving on from things, of recognizing things. So so I think just as we will move on from. Ahmedabad. I'm sure they will not be thinking about the history.
Yeah, we'd love to get to our first final and be able to win that first final, and hopefully in the years to come that can break the burden of what a lot of other people are saying about us as a team.
Oh, lovely shot. Just opening the face of the blade, just easing it through the offside. 4 more, beautifully played off his legs. That was sweet. Again over. That's in the air, taken. That's up in the air, they all go up. That's in the air. Taken in the deep.
When we lost those 3 wickets up front, There were obviously a lot of nerves inside the dressing room. I was panicking. I was not comfortable. मैं सोच रहा हूँ कि यार, we let them into the game.
Ryan gets hold of it, just over for 6. That's in the air. Clears long on. That's high. It's 6. India have got 176 on the board. Here we go. Oh, knocks him over. This is just Bumrah. On the big day, he's produced a perfect outswinger. And what a start this is for India.
It goes like a skyrocket. It's over the roof. 62 for 2. Aksha Patel strikes.
Quinton de Kock at the other end just punched his back.
6 runs.
Heinrich Klaassen is batting the way that he likes to bat. This game is on the line right now.
Ball for it again, straight to him. As soon as the fielder has dropped back there. He goes again. Heinrich Klaassen flexing here.
It's almost down to a runner ball now.
Little touch, yes, the break has done it. The loss of momentum, nicking a wide one. Klaassen goes frustrated. India breathing in. Wide, Miller gets it, and he gets plenty of it.
सूर्या के ऑपोजिट में ही खड़ा था. मैं देख रहा हूँ यार 5 बॉल 10. फिर बाद में देख रहा हूँ कि नहीं यार ये तो आ रहा है हाथ में सूर्या के. This is the moment, honestly.
Abhi, it's very easy to say, but it felt like a trophy is crossing the boundary line and going to the other side.
But Kohli knows. They all know. The world of cricket knows. It is just moments away. It's in the air. It's India who win the T20 World Cup after 17 years. The trot is over.
कर दिया काम. बस यही था. We couldn't believe that we have done it, man.
This is what you play for.
I'm only believe on Jesse bhai because game changer player. He is only one guy. Is Jasprit Bumrah. I thought
this is what creates memories. You can see tears in the eyes of some of the greatest players in the game.
It's more special for me how my 6 months have been. I've been very graceful of not speaking a word. Things have been very unfair, but I believe that, if I keep working hard, there will be a time where I will be able to, shine.
This was my last T20 World Cup, and this is exactly what we wanted to achieve. My last T20 game playing for India. It's the last World Cup that I was going to play.
ICC Men's T20 Cricket World Cup champion 2024.
This was my last game as well. I started my India career playing this format, and this is what I wanted. I wanted to win the cup and say